Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Make-Up Monday for this week. Today I'm going to play with some new products from this mini catalogue. Just get it right. I can't show you the inside of the catalogue because it doesn't go live until the 6th of September, but demonstrators can order from it now. So I have some new products and I'm going to play with a couple of those from that catalogue. If you'd like a catalogue, just let me know. I will automatically send ones out to my current customers who ordered from me in the last 12 months. So I'll be doing that in the next week or so. But if you don't have a demonstrator and you're in Australia and you'd like a catalogue, just let me know. Email me via my blog, stampingpassion.blogspot.com, and I can certainly put one in the mail to you. So let me flip over to the craft desk. There we go. Okay, so this is the card we're going to make, and it's really beautiful, and it's a lovely bundle that's in the coming holiday catalogue. And the cards are cards and envelopes. So they are the brush gold cards and envelopes. You get 20 in a pack, pretty sure, yes, 20 in a pack, and they're beautiful. So that's the envelope and that's the card. So pop that downstairs. So that's the card. You could cut them in half and use them for card fronts, but I'm not going to do that. So that is one of the products in the new coming holiday catalogue. So as I said, there's 20 cards and envelopes in a pack. The pack's $21 and it's brushed gold. So how nice are they? And so this is what we're going to make with it. Where will I put that? Put that there. So this is the bundle. It's called the Wishes All Round bundle. And I do like wreaths and things, and this one's really cute because it's got a tree wreath. So let me just show you. These are all the dies. So they're the dies. So you've got a snowflake die, like a holly die, holly and greenery die, and this is the die that cuts out the trees. And then you've got some little snowflakes, some little trees to match up with the little tree stamp, some more little bits of greenery that you can cut out, and some really lovely sentiments. So, Christmas greetings, make it merry, sending wishes for a wonderful and joyous season. May the love of family and friends surround you this Christmas. I really like this bundle, so that's why I got it. So, let's put our card to one side. This is our one that we're making today, so I'll put that to one side too. So we'll put that there. And I've got some pieces here that I need to stamp on and then die cut. So and also I've stamped in Versamark and gold embossing powder and heat embossed some snowflakes around here, so I'll do that again too. Okay, so we do need this block. Got some other bits and pieces there just waiting in the wings. So I shall get a tree wreath out and garden green. So if you're wanting to order with me during the month of August, this is my host code. If you go to my blog, over on the right hand side of my blog, there's an image that says Hello August with the host code. If you click on that image, it takes you straight to my online store and you can start shopping with me. So that's just a little handy little note to have. So I'm just going to ink up my tree wreath. And I'm going to stamp it here on the basic white. And it's a red rubber stamp, so I don't need my paper piercing mat underneath it. How lovely does that stamp? It's just gorgeous. Love it. And ink it up again, because I'm going to stamp it again on the garden green, and I'll show you why if you haven't picked up on it from my sample card. And it's pretty much all we need that ink pad for. Okay, so I've pretty much cased the catalogue for this card. I just changed, they had green for this part of the foliage, but I thought I wanted a bit more colour in it. But they stamped it twice, one on the garden green, one on the white. That looks like they've blended some ink, green ink over the top of the white, but then they just twisted each wreath to layer it together, and that's how you get that. So that is actually the green wreath underneath, so that's why I've stamped it twice. Just clean that off. Yes. Now I shall bring in my cut emboss machine and we can cut. Okay, I'll put this back, I don't need that, so I'll pop that back in my little drawer. So let me bring in my cut emboss machine. There we go. And I shall stand up to do this. So we'll get the trees first, and we'll get the tree die. And you just line up the stems. I've got my little bits of tape here to keep it straight, so I'm just making sure it's all lined up and it looks pretty good. So I'll just tape it down so it doesn't move. And wind that through. Sorry if the desk is shaking while I do this. There we go. And the other thing that happens when you do the tree wreath, there's this really cool cutout from it. And I'm yet to work out what I can do with it, but it's like a starburst. I'm sure I can use that on another card somewhere down the track. Isn't it a cool shape? It's like a sun, basically. So I'm going to hang on to those. Okay, so now I'll get my white one, my white trees, and I'll line them up with the die. So you just line up the stems, basically. If you've got the stems lined up, stems of the tree lined up, you're pretty good to go. So this card's got a few little techniques in it. It's got heat embossing. And heat embossing was one of the first things I saw when I started card making. And I just love heat embossing. I still love it after all these years. I would say it's my favourite technique. So there's our white one. Put that over there. And look, here's another little sun. During COVID, we could probably have used that as the COVID virus, but we won't go there because we're past that. We don't want to go back there. So I shall pop this one back on its cardboard, and I will get, now this one's already got some little bits in it, so I'll just get rid of those. If you have little bits of cardstock left in your dies and you try to die cut with them, they do sometimes not cut as well as they could. So always make sure you've got a nice clean die. So I'll just put this down on the red. And I know normally the fern or the greenery of a wreath isn't red, but I just thought, got enough green going on, I just want a little pop of red poking out. So that's the red one, and this one, this cutout is quite interesting too. I don't know what I'd use that for, but I'll hang on to that too. Okay, I think that's all the cutting I need. I've already cut my circle for my sentiments, so yes, we don't need the embossing machine, cut emboss machine anymore. Okay. So let's bring our piece and our card back in. And then we've got some other little bits over here that I've got. Now this one's got to come out of the die. So I'm just using my die brush. That's an attachment you can buy for your take your pick tool. And it's really cool. Just clean my die out so my die's nice and clean, ready to go again. So I'll put that back on the cardboard. Okay. Now I'll just make sure all my little bits are poked out. So here in Australia, our women's soccer team, the Matildas, had an amazing victory last night over France and went to overtime, and yeah, it was amazing. I didn't see all of the match. I saw it up until the penalty shootouts, and then my team, my upline and her team, we had a Zoom meeting showing team members all the new products. So I was getting messages from my hubby from downstairs 2-0, 2-all, whatever, as we were going. So it was amazing. Good, well done, girls. Okay, so before we do any of that, I am going to heat emboss some little snowflakes. I'll put my green away. So I'm just going to get these little snowflakes, these 3 snowflakes out, and I'm going to move that over there, get my embossing toolkit. This is the best thing, this toolkit. If you're starting out and you don't have any embossing things, this toolkit's great. It's in the annual catalogue, and I think it's about $49, $50 from memory. I should probably put that on the bottom somewhere, then I would know. But yeah, so you get the tray, you get the tweezers, the brush, and the embossing buddy. Best thing. Okay, so with our Versamark ink, I'm just going to ink up my little snowflakes. And I know we don't have snow here in Australia at Christmas, but you know what? When else can we use snowflakes? We're very limited as to when we can stamp with snowflakes. So I think that's all I'll do. And you can't see that because it's just a clear sticky ink. But when I open my card up and sprinkle the gold embossing powder on it, you will. So I'll just put a bit more on that one. So once you've done that, you can set your card to one side and you can put your embossing powder back in your little container. This screws off and then it creates like a funnel back into your container. It's such a good thing. So it prevents a lot of spills with embossing powder. I won't say you won't spill ever again, because if you don't aim it over your little container, then that's problematic. And then you just put your little cap back on, lid on your embossing powder, and you're ready to go again the next time round. Okay, so I shall bring in my heat tool. Now it is a little bit noisy, so I'll just speed it up. It won't take long because there's not much here to emboss, so it won't be a moment. There we go. See, there are little snowflakes all heat embossed in gold. Aren't they gorgeous? Okay, so now I'll just put all that back in my little tray and poke it back underneath where it belongs. Okay, so now we've got our card front. Just going to bend that back a little bit. I'll clean that off later. And I'll bring my silicone mat in. We're going to place our red wreath, and then we will line up, or offset. We won't line it up. We'll offset our green and white. Before we do that, I want to do something else. I want to get my green blending brush, and I'm not even going to re-ink it. I'll just get a scrap of paper. Not even going to re-ink my green brush because there's probably enough ink in there to colour my trees. Now the ink on my brush probably is old olive, could be garden green. But see how I don't really need to re-ink my blending brush to get a bit of green happening over the white cardstock. I think that's probably all I need. Yeah, can you see how that's just taken a little bit of the white off? Probably can't really see that, but it has, trust me. Trust me. Okay, so now we'll bring this back in. So yeah, so I will pop my wreath down, and then I will just off center my green and white trees. Well, my trees aren't actually white anymore, and attach them like that. So let's do this first. So bring our glue in, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in a few spots all the way around. That's probably enough. There we go. And then I'll put that onto my card. I'm going to put it a little bit over this time round. Oops. Just hold it down, press it down, so those little dots of glue can adhere to the beautiful brushed gold cards and envelopes that we've got. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue, whoops, all around the edge of the white stamped and die cut tree wreath. It's hard to say. And then I'm going to off center them and just have the little green tree trunks poking out. Let's make sure I've off centered those. Yep. And I'll just hold that down. So can you see how I've done that? I've just off centered them, twisted the top to off center over the green underneath. Okay, so now I'm going to put the dimensionals on that, so I can put that up on dimensionals. So there's a few little techniques in this card. It's not a fold card, or but there's heat embossing, there's die cutting, and it's just showing the new products that are coming. Now when this catalogue goes live on the 6th of September, I will actually be away overseas. Doesn't mean you can't order with me. You'll just go to my blog, whoops, and you can shop with me. It'll have a September host code over on the right hand side of my blog, and you can place your orders with me while I'm away. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm just lining it up so there's just a little bit of red sticking out all the way around the wreath. So I'll just press those little dimensionals down. Okay, now there's also some little greenery dies which I've cut out in gold because I can. these ones here. So there's two lots. That one's joined together, and then these two. But I think they're exactly the same shapes. I've sort of eyeballed them to have a look. So there's little greenery dies, or there's little snowflakes. So before I do that, I've cut a circle from the Stylish Shape dies. I think it was the third smallest circle. I've cut that, so it's a nice stitched circle. I don't know if you can see the stitching. And we're going to stamp. We'll clean off our snowflakes with the Versamark on it. We're going to stamp, so make it merry, because I think that's a really nice little sentiment. And we need real red for that. And I might just grab, no, I don't think I didn't re-ink my real red. I re-inked my Night of Navy a minute ago. Let me just, yep, that's fine. So the beauty of a circle is that you don't have to get it straight. So I'll bring it down, so I'll try not to get my head in the way, but I don't have to try and get it straight because I can just twist the circle around when I attach it to the card. How perfect is that? Should work with circles more often. Okay. I'll pop that back into our new bundle. Chris Wishes All Round is the bundle's name. So I'm going to place that here, and I'll put some dimensionals underneath here, and then I'm just going to do a glue dot and tuck these in underneath. So let's grab those dimensionals back, and I'll put one there and one there. I'm pretty sure that will work. Yes. And I could put a little half a dimensional on the top. Because otherwise it won't stick down in there. So I'll do that. There's so many lovely things in this new mini catalogue. Can't wait to show you inside the catalogue. So I'll just do that, and I'll get rid of those, and we'll get the glue dots. And you can see I've been playing. I've got ink on my fingers. What sort of crafty person doesn't have ink on their fingers anyway? Okay, I'm just going to curl that little glue dot up a little bit. So this is just our gold foil that's in the annual catalogue. I'm just going to tuck that underneath there like so. And I'm just going to curl this one up a little bit too. Okay, and just lift up our little circle and tuck that in underneath. Now, glue dots away. Actually, I might need them back again for this. So this is gold, is gold and silver trim. Where's the silver? There we go. These are trims that are in the online store, in the online exclusive section. And they're great for Christmas coming up because they're nice and fine, and yeah, I really like them. So make sure you have a look at the online store if you're placing any orders. So I'm just going to make a little bow. I like them because they're nice and fine. And perfect for these cards and envelopes. Why is it whenever I go and do a bow in a video, I can't do one? I don't understand, but anyway. There we go. That looks pretty good. And I shall grab my scissors. I'll just cut that down a little bit further. And so I will need, that one's still too long, I will need another glue dot. And because it's fine trim, I will just sort of roll that over to sort of to fit the size of the ribbon. And I'm going to pop that there. So that's our trim done. So this card's nearly done. Okay, so on this card I used the festive pearls, but I wanted to remind you of something that I had forgotten about in the annual catalogue. Are these metallic enamel pearlized, I can't even say the words, I just got to find them. Here they are. They're on page 137 in the annual catalogue. These ones came out last holiday catalogue, and you have red, white and black, but there are also metallic ones. There's copper, gold and silver, and these are really cool. They do take about half an hour to dry, so if you use them on a card, make sure you put the card somewhere so that you don't smudge them. So I'm just going to shake it. So I'll use the red. I'll show it on the silicone mat first. How cute. And you can do a whole lot of these on your silicone mat, let them dry and then attach them to cards with a glue dot. But today Denise is going to be brave and just go straight onto the card. And I'll put one down here. So they come out a bit like a Hershey Kiss, and then they dry. So that's what they look like. Can you see that? But if you'd rather just do your festive pearls, you can buy a pack of festive pearls from the catalogue. So that is our card for today. Pop it back on that. I hope you enjoyed that and enjoyed seeing a few new things from the annual catalogue. Oh no, the holiday catalogue. What am I saying? I'm just trying to find my mouse. There we go. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that and seeing some lovely new product that's coming from the holiday catalogue. I've just got to work out which way to go and which way. There. That looks, I think that's fine. So thanks for watching. And as I said, I just case the catalogue. So when I get new product, I'm a bit overwhelmed as to what to make. So I go to the catalogue for inspiration and I just case the catalogue to start with. So have a great week, everyone, and I will see you on Friday for Card and a Cuppa. Bye for now.